Spurs out of Europe. Spurs 2-all draw with Liverpool, and we're all got the way back to 81-82. Welcome to Tottenham Tantrum Gold.
Oh, when the Spurs go marching in! Oh, when the Spurs go marching in! Oh, really is that come on! Oh, when the Spurs go marching in! Oh, when the Spurs go marching in! Go marching in!
Hi, and good morning, and welcome to Tottenham Tantrum Gold, your home of classic games, classic content, and classic matches. This morning, we're going to go all the way back to 1981-82 for the Wolves game, for the opening game for our new West Stand, way back again. We're also going to discuss Spurs out of Europe, which is just broken, and also discussing the Liverpool game yesterday. Beside me is a man that probably helped build that new West Stand. He was probably the managing director, probably construction manager, and probably kicked Scholar up the arse when he wasn't paying the money. It's my mate and your mate, Proven 99. How are you this morning, Steve?
Morning, Dermot. Yeah, doing okay here. Bit of crappy news this morning, though, in my opinion. But it's Spurs. That's what we get used to.
Yeah, and also I think it's crappy news. I think it's UEFA being a bunch of wallies.
We'll get to that in a moment. What should we do? Yeah. Should we do the match first, or should we ever talk about it first?
I think we'll see who's in the chat first. See who's joined us this morning for no Ben this morning. He's not feeling well this morning, so get well, Ben. Hope you feel better.
Celery Agent, always a regular. Morning, mate. Good to see you. Paul Brown, another regular. Morning, all. Not our usual deflated selves today. Well, when you type that, I'd agree. But since the breaking news a few minutes ago, we're starting to feel deflated again. Perhaps we should have won yesterday as well. So there's kind of a. Anyway, it was a good performance yesterday. Just replying to it. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I did see what you put there, you bugger.
Yeah. Dermot in makeup. Yeah. Celery Agent saying worth the wait. Then Paul Brown, we're building Dermot up to new heights now. Yeah. Can't beat it. We'll have him all emerald green by the end of the season.
I'd be like St. Patrick here with my staff and my hat on, and I'd be blessing you all with a special Irish blessing.
Chris Agomba, hello again, mate. Another
Morning,
regular
Chris.
one. And Celery Agent evening all. And
morning, Wayne.
And what else? Wayne Bonner, another usual face. Glad to see you, mate. Morning, gents. I've heard about the Conference League. Oh well. Yeah, it's going to have mixed reactions, isn't it? Because some of us wanted it.
It could be a blessing in disguise. I mean, we had this up a little while ago about would it be beneficial for us not to be in it. So it might be a blessing in disguise for us to get top four. And I know it's a trophy. The quadruple's gone, which me and Cooper are both disappointed over.
Robbed of the quadruple.
Yeah.
So I can see it's definitely conspiracy now. It's
but I think this could be a blessing in disguise for us. But we shouldn't have been in. We shouldn't have been in this. We shouldn't be in this mess in the first place. To be honest with you, we should have qualified already. So there's a lot to answer for.
Well, if we still had to forfeit the fixture, then we would have been.
Yeah, but no, if we had forfeit the fixture, we would have already qualified.
No, but we're being thrown out for not completing the fixtures.
No, that's ridiculous.
Yeah. Paul Brown, my only regret about being out of Europe is the inability now to be the first club to win such.
Yeah.
That's my feeling too. It was winnable.
Yeah.
There's the lovely Guguma, as always. Are we out
Good
of
morning,
the Conference League?
Guguma. How are you? You got a name right. Yeah.
Everything's looking up now.
Yeah.
Out of Europe, and you can get people's names right. We're looking at. Yes, Guguma, we are thrown out of it officially.
Yeah. It's amazing what Coca-Cola can do to you.
It is, especially when it's thrown at you viciously. Celery Agent, even more reason to beat Wet Spam now. Yeah, absolutely. Hopefully that with Skip and Højbjerg rested, they might be available too. Although, was our midfield looking good last night? It was, wasn't it? Celery Agent, hello, Guguma.
Yeah.
And Celery Agent, yes, Guguma kicked out.
Guguma delighted I got a name right.
Yeah, again, it's almost family now.
Yeah, it is. You're like, yeah, Darren.
And Gugu was saying that. Right. What shall we do?
Get the game on. Get the game on. Come on.
We'll get the game
Everyone,
on first, and then
yeah,
we'll bring the tone down with the goings on. Right. Okay.
Everyone deserves a big win. This is right. Just a bit of context. This is from the 81-82. The West Stand for the first game for our new West Stand. There's the team: Clements, Houghton, Miller, Price, Villiers, Perriman, Ardenas, Falco, Galvin, Hoddle, and Crooks, and has Mickey Hazard, who I said I haven't told Kuba this. I was talking to him last night on Twitter.
You did mention it actually.
Yeah, I tell he sent me, I sent him like Merry Christmas, and he sent back to me. I tell you one thing, that's made my Christmas. That's like that's just brilliant.
He's a proper character as Mickey Hazard.
He is. He's a lovely man, absolute proper gen. I like we've got a bit of Barry Davis there.
Yeah, let's turn the volume off. There we go.
Nothing wrong with Barry Davis. See,
there we go. Proper referee again. Looks worried.
Can I just say that's a proper refereeing outfit by the one that they were wearing yesterday. The shorts looked too big for.
It was like it was a child in men's clothing yesterday.
Yeah, it was. We are also broadcasting live on Twitch this morning. So good morning to all our Twitch viewers who's ever watching us over there. Hang
on, let's get this the right way round.
Yeah.
Chris Agomba being thrown out of the ECL Cup is less embarrassing. Yeah, maybe. I think Gaguma here saying kicked out. I wanted to get that trophy. Yeah, I wanted to win it as well.
Same here.
Because I'm fed up with looking at just that Audi Cup thing.
And the League Cup.
Well, yeah, it's been a long time since we won that as well. So, Celery Agent, we're too badass for Conference League. Yeah, maybe we are now. Let's see. Gaguma, Celery Agent, I hope you're having a good evening in Australia. Yeah, of course he is. He's in Australia. I'll be whooping it up. Barbecues and shrimps and lager all the way, I would imagine.
Can I just say there's a penalty for Tottenham already?
There is. No VAR, though.
No, this is
the closest you get.
No, would you think this is a penalty?
Well, it's climbing over him a bit. Or is it for the
was?
Yeah,
I think Falco did make a little bit of it, but yeah.
Celery Agent, I wanted to win it too.
Glenn Hoddle scored brilliant penalty by Hoddle. I love Chris's comment here. Referee looks like Rigsby from
Yes, he does. Yeah. He really does.
He does.
Old Leonard Rossiter.
Yeah. What a penalty, though. Look at that. Straight in the corner.
Well, that's Hoddle, isn't it?
Yeah.
The man can strike a ball.
Yeah.
Morning, Derek. Gentlemen, from Derek. Morning, Derek. Good to see you again. And Gaguma. Happy Monday. Happy Mondays. No, that was a band from the 90s, wasn't it?
Oh, it was. Happy Monday. Also, Don't Like Mondays by the Boomtown Rats. That's a good song as well.
Of course, you'd have to get the Irish song in there, wouldn't you?
Oh, yeah, of course, yeah. Don't like Mondays. We don't like Mondays anymore.
Well, that's butchering it forever.
I'll be back in 1 minute.
Make it a long minute, mate.
I hate Tuesdays as well, but I don't mind Wednesdays. Friday's the best day of the week. Woo! Woo-hoo! Woo-hoo!
Yeah, it's a new genre of music now. I apologise for that, everybody. It's too early for this. Anyway, what do we make of the football so far? Better pitch than we were watching the other day. Oh, there's Aussie. Aussie are dealers. How can you not love a bit of Aussie?
Walking down the street. Oh,
Still hear Dermot singing away at the moment. Yes, anyway, as Dermot mentioned, we are celebrating the opening of our West Stand in this game. And it's they said it was highly futuristic back in the day, but I'm trying to think what on earth made it so futuristic.
because it puts into debt. That's why it was futuristic.
Yeah, it's the future of Spurs. Yeah. I suppose it'll be the opening of the like club restaurants and things like that. Did they have the? There was a few shops bought up, like travel agents and things.
Yeah, there was. Yeah,
were they part of that under the West Stand complex? Maybe.
I think there were. Yeah. Yeah. Wow. I don't know what that means. What's that?
What have we got here? Action donates $50 Australian dollars. Rusty D's nuts.
Thank you.
If that's a donation, that's incredibly generous.
It is.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
I've never seen a donation come up on the screen before. I didn't know what it looks like.
No.
Misclick, sorry. I don't know what it was then.
It's not.
It's not. Okay. I was going to say that was something we weren't aware of. Anyway.
No.
I had it copied and pasted.
Right.
Oh, I've got to get used to this. Rusty's replying to us on Twitch.
He is. Good morning, Rusty. Hope you're all right. Thank you for joining us on Twitch. Yeah, we're also on Twitch now, so we're going out into the big bad world. Hang on, let me see if that camera's
no, Rusty, don't worry. We're pleased just to have the viewers, mate. We really are. We're trying to get to sort of 200 for the new year.
We'd rather have your company than the money. That's to be honest with you.
Absolutely.
And then you hear me singing, going, "Look at that, Ricky again."
Nice strike from Ricky.
Yeah.
Should the goalkeeper have saved it? Who cares?
That's what we were singing at White Hart Lane in them days. See, Tottenham get a good result yesterday and you feel all up for it, and then you watch another good Tottenham game and you're even more up for it.
Yeah, indeed. Better do a quick shout out to Simon at Duck Jive 1 because for use of his video again. He's got loads of classic games, really rare footage on some of them, and it's got the original commentary on there as well. So if you're enjoying what he's saying, you can nip over to his channel. He's got a lot of England games as well. He's
got an England Ireland game there, which we will be showing.
Which we will, won't we? That'll be a bit of fun.
Yeah, I've asked him for more. So
there we go.
Rusty Nuts. There is a donation page. If you go onto the YouTube channel, there is a donation page on there. If you press the PayPal, you can donate if you want to on there. So just because he says here that we need that one. We need to set up with donations though for people if they want to. Or there is one on YouTube. We don't know how to do it on Twitch yet because we're just starting out on Twitch. But if you go into Tottenham Tantrum Gold YouTube, there's pressing the PayPal. There's a donation page there. But thank you very much indeed.
I think we're far more concerned with sort of likes and subscribes at the moment, aren't we? It's just nice to get more people in on a regular basis.
But if somebody does want to donate, it does help the channel as well. It does help us get better equipment and better games and some guests because we're trying to organise a brilliant guest
and some
for
more,
January, aren't we?
We are indeed, and a bit of a bit more special orange juice for Dermot to provide help him sing.
Here we come.
No, it's too early.
Walking down the street.
Oh, I should put up the team actually. Let's have that rolling across the bottom for a little bit.
We're going behind the comments a bit here.
We are. Behind. Let's get back onto it.
Do you want me to bring them up and you read them for me?
Yep. Okay. Oh, here we go. Paul Brown, our bare trophy cabinet is so bare. Was hoping to easily win such, to be honest.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the way I feel about it as well.
We've
It
done
was there
Rusty.
for the taking.
Yeah. There is Wayne Bonners.
With Hey There Gaguma, how are you? Good game yesterday. I think we did that one, did we? Or did we? I can't remember.
Yeah.
And Rusty D's nuts. Yep, talking about the donations. Yeah, thank you.
Do you want to clear that up, or did I say that right about it being on YouTube? Did I get that?
No, that's fine.
Yeah.
That's fine. Yep.
Yeah. He was talking about the video goal.
Yeah, it was a great strike.
Yeah. Chris is talking to Gumora.
Yeah. Oh, you've done so well before as well.
I know.
The sip of your loopy juice, and then it's all gone to pop again, hasn't it? He'll be taking his trousers off again in a minute and dancing around the room singing. Enough of that. Wayne Gaguma to Wayne Bonner. I'm doing well, thank you. How's everything with you? Yes, great game. I had to go to the dentist today, and the happy vibes from last night got me through it. Didn't even need any anaesthetic while they pulled them all. Was that it?
Yeah, and we got that one.
And Gaguma saying to Chris, I am, thank you. Hope everything's good with you too.
And then we've got Rusty.
Hello, Rusty. And Gaguma. Yep. Let's get Tottenham Tantrum Gold. Lots more subscribers. I don't see a donate button. Oh, do we not have one? Oh, we do.
We do. It is. It's if you look in the corner of the channel, it's where the Twitter things are. The P. It's a little P for PayPal. And if you press it, it will come up as James Miles. That is my adopted name. I'm Dermot by birth, but that's my adopted name. But it is linked to this channel. It's all our PayPal account. It's Tottenham Tantrum Gold, but it's there. It's up in the corner. If you look for the letter P, that's where the donate button is.
And Wayne Bonner, Gaguma, I'm at work watching the stream while I'm ahead of the rest of the crew. I've still got those good vibes from yesterday. Yeah, it was a good team performance yesterday.
It was a brilliant team performance.
And Gaguma saying to Rusty, hello. Gaguma's lovely. Always so lovely, everybody.
Yeah.
Carl Simpson, good morning, gents. Hope you are well. We are indeed. Good to see you again, Carl.
See, Villiers got another goal, and we keep missing them, but
we do keep missing them. It's highlights, and there's a few goals in this one that are just flying in.
Do you notice how everyone's so happy for him, though? Do you know what I mean? And it was actually everyone's walking across the Galvin. See, great Irish player. Now, I mean, look at this for a cross, though. Seriously,
he was a great player. Really underrated.
Right on the byline.
We definitely at this point in time, we did not play as well when he wasn't in the side. No. He was such a good outlet.
Do you see what you've started now, you two? Is that from our Phil or is that another Phil?
Us. That's a good question. It's got to be our Phil, surely.
Yeah.
Morning, guys. Dermot looking peaky. Have you started the vodka morning yet?
Oh, yeah. I started at 12 o'clock last night.
That's got to be our Phil.
I don't drink. Morning, mate. This is just normal. I didn't give up. I might as well join it.
This one I like. Morning, guys. No, wait. That's the one before that, wasn't it? Yeah. So Wayne Bonner, our trophy cabinet is so bare it's close to being a nudist beach. Yeah, it's true. Sad but true. What else can you do?
Look at this. I love this for Chrissy Heaton. Oh, that was brilliant. Didn't give the goalkeeper a chance at all.
This goalie looks awful. Yeah, he does, doesn't he?
That was our Phil.
Oh yeah. Phil it is. Morning, Phil.
You get happy because of a good Tottenham performance yesterday, but I want to ask a few questions on that. And then Carl Simpson, is it ever too early for Pocket? No, never too early.
Yeah, not according to the Russians anyway.
No. Well, Spurs here are playing well. Ozzy Adidas is on the ball. if you are enjoying what you're seeing, Cooper, what do? I give it all to you to do
If
the
you're
likes.
enjoying what you're seeing, give us a like and a subscribe, please, and just put it at the bottom of the screen. But as if you can't follow the instructions verbally, like perhaps you're having a few of the orange juices this morning as well.
Yeah, another goal
yeah,
from
another
Philly.
one. That's the
his
hat trick.
trick. That's the hat trick. I think that was his only hat trick in British football.
Could well be.
It
He was
really
just
was.
an all-round great player, wasn't he? Creative and
Yeah.
chipped in with a few as well.
Everyone seems so happy for him, though, don't they?
Yeah.
Everyone was focused on nothing. Everyone seemed to forget about Ricky. But Ricky was a good player.
Certainly was.
This was his best season for us, actually, after that FA Cup win.
Yeah.
And that was... Right, hang on. I just need to jump onto our YouTube channel very quickly. We had it is there. Yeah, it is. It's if you go, it's before donations. Gumora. Oh God, I'm getting the name wrong again.
Gugu.
Yeah. If it's under where Jimmy Greaves is, Jimmy Greaves straight under Jimmy Greaves there's a letter P there.
Great header from Garth Crooks there.
Yeah.
Really powerful. He was such a strong player. He really was.
It was. Yeah, it is there. If you look at the top, the P's for donations. So I need to change that around and make it bigger, but it is there.
That header is a beauty. Anybody would have been proud of that one. Rocket it in.
5-1 up.
That's what it should have been yesterday at halftime.
Yeah, it should have been. I do want to get onto that, Cooper, actually. Where do you want to start first? Do you want to, we've got a few comments here flying in.
We have, let's Gagoon with go. Oh, wow, nice. Well, it's probably the Ricky Velia one.
Yeah.
Certainly was. What have we got here? Carl Simpson, a bit like Kane yesterday. Did you see all the team after he put it in? Yeah.
Yeah.
You know all's well when when your teammates are coming to congratulate you. Despite what any fans might say, that showed me team unity. So the players
and it also shows he wants to be there too, Cooper.
Yeah. It meant everything.
Yeah. I think everything that was released from everything that he's been through. So
yeah. Got to say, what a ball from Ndombele at the time. He didn't do an awful lot then, Ndombele, in the game yesterday, but that through ball was fantastic.
Oh, what a goal!
Oh, yes, yeah. Only just.
Is that Falco?
Probably Falco. Yeah, Falco. Putting his head in where it hurts.
And my favourite player, Mickey Hazard's now coming on for Grasswicks.
Wayne Bonner saying to Paul Brown, that really wouldn't surprise me with Levy and co. Which one are we talking about here? Hang on.
Yeah.
I've missed an earlier comment. That's what it is. No, that's not the one, is it?
Oh, we've got Brad.
Paul Brown saying to Wayne Bonner, RE Nuda speech. Think that's the next. Next off the pitch venture along with art gallery, stroke climbing wall, etc. Yeah, it probably is, and space station or something else.
Can I just welcome Brad? Good morning, Brad. How are you, sir?
Good morning. Good morning. I'm fine, thank you.
Morning, Brad.
How are you?
I'm on the cherry Baroccas this morning, so might give you an indication.
Just quickly replying to Wayne Bonner, talking to Paul Brown. That wouldn't surprise me with Levy and co. Only problem is he won't make any money because of having no pockets for wallets. Nudism is definitely against Daniel Levy's business interests.
Who has wallets these days? I do all my business on my phone, so
yeah, I still have a wallet.
Do you? I haven't used a wallet for years.
I have a wallet to keep my cards in.
Yeah.
Mostly that just sits under my monitor.
can I just say Brad and Cooper are somewhere in there jumping up and down together with the Tottenham win.
I wish I could say I was, but that particular time I was living in Australia, so I do remember seeing it on. We used to get like Match of the Day, and it's like a week later.
Yeah,
I do remember. I think did Garth Crooks score a hat trick in that game?
No, it's Ricky Villa.
Ricky Villa.
Oh, right.
Garth Crooks got an absolute bullet header though. It was,
I just vaguely remember them mentioning Brazil or something, Pele like header or whatever, something like that. But 73 to 93, I was in Australia, so I missed a lot of stuff. I missed the two. Well, I saw the 2 cup finals obviously live, on TV, sometime in the morning and that. But yeah, it's still brilliant. And there was a great story of. There's a guy called Nigel Ovenden, and he was the ABC newsreader, and he was a Tottenham supporter, and he did the 7 o'clock news in his Spurs tie. And he actually, the day after we beat Man City in the replay, he had his Spurs tie on the ABC Australian news. Yeah,
that's class.
Yeah,
that's class. But, what's your thoughts on us being kicked out of Europe?
I'm 50-50 on it. Obviously, I would have loved to have stayed in it because I thought we had a good chance of winning it. So I'm disappointed in that respect. But if you look on the positive side, we've now sort of the fixture list now is not going to be as crowded.
No.
And I guess if you're really honest, you could say that top 4 is probably more important than winning the Conference League for our future. And that obviously gives us more excuses to buy players or more reasons for players to join us if we're in the Champions League, and that's obviously what we want. I mean, ultimately, we want to be challenging for the title, whether it be next year, the year after, or whenever. And with Conte, we possibly got that chance to do it if they back him. The other thing I will say is that it doesn't come down to UEFA. We scored 1 point in 3 away games in that competition.
That's what I was making earlier.
Yeah, and that's why we're not in it. It's nothing to do. I mean, UEFA's decision was shit. Let's be honest. I mean, we followed all the rules. The government closed the training ground down, and yet UEFA say, that's not good enough, So yeah, it's a joke decision based on the current climate, but you got to live with it. And once we get over this fixture pile up, if we're still within touching distance of top 4, then I think we can do it, because then you've got a situation, especially when the FA Cup starts, where you get weekends off. When they have an FA Cup round until I think about the quarter-final, when you have to change your fixtures if you're still in it. So if we can get through this crowded fixtures now and be within striking distance, then I think we've got a good chance, because we will have time to train the players. I mean, we're all really seeing the improvements in the team. I thought yesterday was a cracking match.
It was brilliant. I still swear Dele Alli can't play, but I thought Winky had a good game. I thought, but Dele Alli still frustrated the hell out of me. He should have scored that goal.
Everyone around me sort of going, I'm not like this head in my hands. I just could not believe that. And it actually turned out to be a great save.
It did.
You saw it and you thought, if ever you want to win the fans back, this is your chance.
Yeah.
And I was almost willing him to score. Because I like Dele Alli. I mean, okay. He's now put doubt in my mind again, but is he going to be consistent? I thought he had a good game yesterday. I thought he was back getting towards that Dele Alli that was getting in those positions, score, that sort of thing. Because I think that's his position. I don't think he can play midfield. Just behind the strikers. That's where he came to prominence. That's his position. And I thought he had a pretty good game yesterday. I thought disappointed that we didn't win in the end. I would have taken a point at the start of the game. Yeah, I'd have definitely taken a point.
Me and Cooper watched it, didn't we, with Phil and Adam? We just watched it together, not online or anything. And I said to Cooper, I felt drained after it.
It was.
It took all your energy.
It did. It did. And
it's because we didn't snatch the win out of it when it was there for the taking, I think. It was
I thought,
I always thought that last sort of 20 minutes we're building up. Come on, we're going to snatch a winner here, and it didn't quite happen. Then
you sort of thought all those times that Liverpool scored in the last minute against us, you thought, well, now's time for payback, and maybe today will be day. The only thing I will say is that all those chances we miss, we're going to hammer a team one day. We're going to get all those chances and score them. And I'm hoping it might be tomorrow against Wednesday against West Ham. Because I really hope we just pummel them. And I always think when we're due for a win against them, I mean, they've beaten us in the last 6 games. I always like to think, okay, we didn't beat them. Maybe we'll beat them when it will really count for something. You know, at the moment, yesterday it was 3 points. Maybe we'll beat them when we're vying with them for something, or we're in a cup game. Yeah, maybe that's when it will come. So, yeah, incredibly disappointed that we didn't win yesterday.
My dream is last game of the season. It's a rearranged fixture. Us playing West Ham, and the night before the game, they go down with some dodgy shepherd's pie. Mash, won't it?
That would be justice.
By the way, that's the Sirens going to pick up Dele Alli for bad playing yesterday, for not scoring that goal. So the cops are on their way to pick up Dele Alli now. Yeah,
I've been really critical of Dele Alli over the years. I've never really rated him, but yesterday he did actually play all right. He had a pretty decent game, I think. I'd still prefer somebody else in that role, but
yeah.
But he didn't do himself any harm there.
No. If he can play like that every week, well then fine. But he doesn't, and that's the problem. I mean, yes, they brought up a few questions. After the Mirror game, went on record, I think, on the Irish Hotspur and whatever I've been on, saying that Dele Alli, Ninon Bully, sell them. I don't care. I've had enough of them. I've tried to support them, sell them. And then he plays like that, and then it puts doubt in your mind again. So the way I get out of this is by saying I will go with whatever Conte wants to do.
Yeah.
If Conte wants to sell him, If he doesn't, fine. I will go with whatever he wants to do. And we'll be happy with that decision. Winks, I thought, but Winks is not a defensive midfielder. He's not. He's a player that gets the ball and carries it or moves it on. That's his game. That's how he's played.
Having said that, I was noticing plenty of times he was hounding down the players, getting back into a defensive position really quickly. And then there was one point in particular, he'd done just that, got himself in exactly the right place. Ball came to him and he instantly laid it out over the top of somebody. Into I think it was into Sessegnon's path. And I just thought, wow, this is all coming together for him in one game. It was at that point I suddenly realised, you know what? He's had a good game. I realised then it wasn't just that one incident. He'd been doing it right the way through.
It wasn't. But I mean, the thing about Harry Winks, and this might be controversial, he seems to play well in big games.
Yeah.
He played well against Barcelona at Wembley. He played well. I thought he actually, out of a bad bunch, he played pretty well in the Champions League final. He played well, I think, in Madrid when we won in Madrid, when we drew in Madrid. And yesterday in a big game, he played well. It's just the rubbish games he doesn't seem to play well in. But,
I mean, we always have this argument about, he doesn't even care and things like that. And I've always maintained he does care. He's just on horrendous form. Yeah. So I thought he had to get away just to recapture his form. But perhaps there's hope yet. Perhaps, like you said, he could be that creative spark in the midfield.
Yeah. And it gives you, as long as you've got options there. I mean, that's why I was really pleased with how Sessegnon played yesterday. Because we've got a very good left back in Reguilon, and we've now got cover. Sessegnon can play there in that advanced sort of wing back role. I thought he played pretty well yesterday.
What did you make of Emerson Royale on the right? Because I wasn't impressed, to be honest.
I think he is work in progress. I think there's a player there. If you put it in perspective, I always just have a rule with players of giving them 2 seasons before I made something. How I think about them. I guess in modern day football, it's probably 1 season you have to give them these days. But he's never played in the Premier League before. He doesn't speak the language, and he's come over, so it's going to be a learning thing for him. And I think he's shown good signs. Yeah, he has his moments where he's and he goes down a bit too easy, but I think there's a player there, and I think Spurs Express asked it on Twitter this morning, and I said to them, I think he needs more time. Let's see how he is at the end of the season, going into next season. But I think there's a player there. But yeah, he has faults. Of course he does. But I'll tell you what I do like about him, and I've noticed this, because where I sit in the stand, I'm sort of row 14 in the West Lower. So I get a good view of the fullbacks. I did notice that when he's gone through and he's made a mistake, he really wants to make up for that error. You can see it in his face. He knows he's made a mistake, and he really wants to make it up for that error. And I think that's a good sign. You want players that care, and I think he does. And that's what you want in your club.
I think it's kind of one of the reasons I'm not really vicious about Doherty either, because he was playing horrendously.
Be very careful what you're saying here, or you will be gone, Coover. Be very careful.
What I liked about him was it was refreshing. He just came out and he's saying, "Yeah, I realise I'm not playing well. It's not good enough." And I thought, at least he's like taking that responsibility on. He's not deflecting it. And I thought that's a bit of character and a bit of determination. He might manage to turn things around. So
and played as a wing back as well, which is how he played at Wolves. He scored quite a few goals at Wolves, didn't he? In sort of in sort of forward positions. So he scored against us, for that matter. But
what did they call him? Sniper wing back or something like that, wasn't it?
He had his last game for Ireland. He was brilliant. He really had a good game for us. So it is that. What was your thoughts on Sessi? I thought he had a brilliant game. Sessi. What's your thought? Yeah, I thought he was brilliant for us.
I think this is his position. This is where he made his form with Fulham, and I think considering he got sent off in the disaster at Mura, he's come back really well from that. And I think he played well when he came on when Reguilon got injured. I thought he played pretty well. And I think it's good. We've got cover there. I mean, ultimately, I'd have Reguilon over him at the moment on form, and if Reguilon's fully fit. But I thought that he did well there yesterday, and you think, we've got cover there. We've got cover because you can't see Davis as cover in that position, because I think Davis found his proper position there in the sort of left-hand side of the back three. He doesn't have to do that sort of that wing back role. But I think he did all right yesterday. I thought he looked like he's becoming the player that we bought effectively. So I think he's looking okay. Definitely.
It was for me. It's that first game where you suddenly thought, actually, we're okay in that position. It's not it's not an immediate concern anymore.
Yeah, exactly. And I guess you could argue that if Conte could get the same out of Doherty, then you got cover there. So, which I think is what I thought at the start of the season, because when we got Nuno, we just presumed he's going to play wing backs, and at that time I thought Sessegnon, Reguilon, Doherty, Emerson. I thought, that's. Well, I think at the time we were in for the Japanese guy, Tomiyasu.
That's right.
Yeah, and I thought all the good reports about him. I thought, that's decent there as well. But I think we're quite covered there, those sort of two places. I'll tell you what I was very impressed with yesterday, and Conte is a great manager. We know that. I thought he game managed it really, really well. He had players on the sidelines that obviously weren't fully fit, whether that be due to COVID or whatever. And he brought them on. He didn't say, "Oh, are you fit? You're playing." He had players like Skip, Moira, and Reguilon on the sidelines, and he brought them on at times in that second half. Where he wasn't giving them full game, but he's given enough time to actually influence. And I thought that actually freshened it up a bit when he did that. And it gave Liverpool more things to worry about, So I like the way he managed the game there. But then again, he's got a great record, so you'd expect him to be a good game manager,
Yeah, absolutely.
Today now, the Premier League is set for a COVID meeting. I would love your thoughts on this, Brad. Personally, I think they should knock it on the head to January. I think even for the safety of the fans. And the players and their families. So, what's your thought on that?
I think that it's not only football; it's the whole country at the moment. I've actually been following closely the actual Omicron variant. There's a guy on YouTube. He's very good. He's Dr. John Campbell, and he's a proper doctor, and that sort of thing. And he actually just goes through all the stats that come out of South Africa, and he sort of gives his opinion, and he puts it in layman's language. And I think he's of the opinion that this is just going to go right throughout the country, going to affect everybody, and then you do a natural immunity, and then it will die, like most viruses. It's luckily not having the hospitalizations that the Delta variant had. But if you get a load of people infected, 1% going to hospital is a lot of people, because you've got a lot of people infected. So that's where, and his fear is that what will happen is, because it's very much cold symptoms, it's actually the virus has basically taken over a cold virus. It's sort of combined and become a cold virus, which is what SARS is effectively. And he said the worry is that people are going to get it, be ill for a few days, and with like a cold, like we all would be, but then you're going to get people in hospitals, doctors and nurses, you're going to get grocery people, you're going to get van, whoever it might be, and that will cause a problem because everyone's going to be off work at the same time, sort of thing. So that's what you think is going to cause a problem as well. So again, with the hospitals, with less people working there, you're going to, and more people going in, then you're going to have problems. So that's what he thinks. As for lockdown, well, the government, and I'll nail my flag to the mast, or whatever they say. I'm left wing. I can't stand the Tories. I cannot stand them. But they've now put themselves in a position where they can't possibly do a lockdown because of what's happened with these parties and all this sort of stuff. They wouldn't dare. You know, whether we need it or not, they wouldn't dare do a lockdown. But I think
if they did, Brad, if they did, what would if they did? What would happen?
Well, I don't think people would ignore it. I mean, all right, you can't. If you shut all the shops, obviously you can't ignore. You know, you can't do that. But I think if it was, you can't have more than one person, you know, in a home or whatever it might be. I mean, it was a rule of 6 last time, wasn't it? I think people would ignore it. I really do, and I'm not saying that's right. You know, because it's a national pandemic, but I think people will ignore it. Well, hang on a minute, you're telling us to do this, and last time you said this. You know, so I think they might do it after Christmas or maybe in the new year when it's going to peak. I think they might do that little 2-week buffer or whatever they call it. And I guess if you go to the football side of things, then you've got to put that into the context of the whole country. So if they decide to stop football for a while, I you know, if that's what the medical advice is, then I think they should do that. I was amazed at how many footballers haven't been vaccinated or want to get vaccinated.
I know. It's shocking. Was it 40% or something like that? It's ridiculous.
I couldn't believe that.
Yeah, I mean, Cooper, what's your thoughts on it, sir? We all know where you stand in it, but what's your thoughts on it as from today now? And after hearing what the Chelsea manager said yesterday about the public health of these players, I mean, what do you think of it?
It's always going back to that same point. It's failure at the very top by the government to set down it, clearly put it in law what there should have been done about it. So it's all the decisions taken out of the players' hands, out of the club's hands, out of the Premiership's hands. Then there can't be any arguments. Then it doesn't matter what anybody's opinion is. It's just that's what's being done. As for players not getting vaccinated, that's a really tricky one because it is a personal decision to be made at the end of the day. Because I'm sure there are some religious beliefs where you can't have. I think perhaps Jehovah's Witness, for example. I don't think
they refuse blood. They don't have blood transfusions. Yeah.
So they wouldn't have a medical procedure like having a hypodermic needle stuck in them. So you can't force them to go against their religion and still claim to be giving people freedom in the country.
I'm not one for compulsory vaccination. Although I think in certain circumstances, yes. Like if you work in a nursing home, yes, I think it's compulsory. Or you work in hospitals because it's a health thing. And someone actually made the point the other day. If you it is an Australian politician, so this is in Australia, said that if you're a nurse, if you work in a hospital, you have to have a flu vaccine. That's the law. So what's the difference? It makes
sense. Doesn't it?
Before we carry on this conversation, do you want to get another game on in the background so people can, while we're nattering on about stuff.
We could do. Should we get with the comments first?
Yeah. Carl, I'll let you do that while you're doing the game, Cooper. I'm going to my in-laws on Christmas Day. Whatever I think, like Brad says, I could see it from after Boxing Day. Yeah. John Fitzpatrick, a big up, Gomura. Do you know what? I've got a name perfect.
Goma? I don't know.
I've got it completely wrong. It's gone out of my head. I apologise. John Fitzpatrick. Where's this game from? Google quickly.
Here we go. We are doing a little bit of Tottenham against Manchester United from back in 1981-82 season, I believe.
Will Wilkins.
Yeah.
Let's
I
just
just love the crowd. I can't believe the crowds in these games.
Yeah, 81-82, League Division 1.
John Fitzpatrick says, how good did Winks look? It's amazing what a bit of coach can do. Yeah, I agree with that, John Fitzpatrick. Derek Hutchinson, people should be able to make their own minds up about government guidance. We can see what is going on. Exactly. As for being in Ireland, and Celery Agent, hey, let's have football. Yeah, why not? Your wishes aren't your wishes. We grant you.
Just a quick one again. Thank you, Duck Jive One. Simon at Duck Jive One again for another one of his brilliant matches.
He does a lot of stuff, doesn't he?
He does. He's spent a lot of time and money gathering all the games on VHS and converting them into a format where you can watch it on YouTube. So he's done well.
That's brilliant. Oh well.
So if you go over to his channel, you can get all the original commentary as well, rather than us wittering on over the top of it.
He has loads of these match of the days or big match type games.
I might subscribe to him actually. I think I saw. Yeah, the name rings a bell. Although it's going something in slow motion.
It does. Sometimes it does do that.
And there's the team at the bottom of the screen: Clements, Houghton, Miller, Roberts, Perryman, Hazard, Ardiles, Hoddle, Galvin, Crooks, and Archibald. Crooks and Archibald.
Would this have been the 81 Cup final season?
81-82, yeah.
Yeah, 81-82.
Oh, I guess it's a cup final season, whichever way you look at it, isn't it?
Yeah.
It is, yeah. As it should be.
Yeah. Look, there's Stevie putting the pitch back together.
You got all the fences up as well. Wow, those are the...
I remember my friends and I always had a theory about the best players at a football club always have the shirt outside their shorts. So you look at ours, Hoddle and Archibald always had their shirt outside.
Mickey Hazard already.
Mickey Hazard, love the hair.
Yeah. And then
I got a message from him last night, Brad, wishing me a Merry Christmas.
Really? Oh, nice one.
Yeah.
Nice one.
I'm so chuffed. I was buzzing last night. He put a comment up on Twitter, and I just replied to it, putting, we'll get top 4 in the cup win.
Yeah.
And he said to me, hope so, with a couple of thumbs up, and I just said back, as a kid, I wanted to be like you if I ever played for Tottenham, and you're my, Merry Christmas. Then I got a Merry Christmas to you, and thank my pleasure. And I'm thinking, I've just got a response from Mickey Hazard. Yeah.
It's really good. I actually, we had I had one of my friends sadly passed away a couple of months ago, or 2 or 3 months ago, and they was trying to raise money for his and I actually asked him to retweet the GoFundMe thing or whatever it was, and he actually retweeted it. So and he's got 80,000 followers or whatever it is. So that was very good of him. He does that a lot actually. I've noticed other people have said that because these people they've got a lot of people following them. So it's great.
I mean, he's retweeted some of our tweets for this show as well and liked it as well. So it's very humbling when somebody as big as that does that. You're thinking, wow.
Yeah.
And we are trying to get a special guest on for after Christmas, aren't we, Coover?
We are indeed.
I have to speak to him today or tomorrow before Christmas to get that sorted out. But I spoke to this person, Brad, and it was like I spoke to him, then I came online, and Cooper will tell you how bosom was I.
Just a little bit. It's like you've been on 2 bottles of the special orange juice. It was.
Look, I don't drink. I want to put this out.
Oh yeah. That's right, mate.
Says the man drinking the can of Coke.
Well, some of it's Coke anyway.
I will get me on that one. I really will. So Spurs are 1-0 up at the moment.
Yeah.
Is that Phil Anderson?
He was certainly at United, wasn't he?
No, that's I think Moses going from the team thing. Not that I recognise him, but I think number 10 was Moses.
And that's the West Stand being built.
Oh yeah! Wow. Yeah, I used to have the cut run on VHS. It might have actually been on beta, for that matter.
Actually, when you look at it now, you can see why they referred to it as futuristic. It did have a totally different sort of aesthetic to it.
I'll tell you, I saw a bit of last week was the lady Cat. I can't remember her name.
Oh, what a ball that is!
Who's written the history of, I can't remember her name. She's written the history of Tottenham. This book's just recently come out, but it's also about the area as well. So it's about Tottenham Football Club and the area.
I know. I think you were on a stream with her the other week, weren't you? No,
she was on Chris's on Let's Talk Tottenham.
Oh, that must have been where I saw it.
Yeah,
I've seen you on a couple of streams in the last few weeks, and
no, it wasn't that one. Because I suggested it. I DM'd David Harrison, suggested he get her on there if he could, because she was very interesting, and I actually made a comment on there about the to talk about the history of Tottenham, and I made a comment about my dad was always going on about the Tottenham Angels, and I've seen a picture of these Angels at a Tottenham game, and she actually went in. She got a comment and went into the history of how these Angels came about, and it's so I never knew, it was brilliant. So yeah, so she's obviously got a lot of knowledge and
you didn't big up our channel for us.
Sorry.
And you didn't big up our channel for us. Tap from Gold. She sounds like exactly who we should have on.
I know.
I should big up. If I big up all the channels, it'd be like a big long list of
it. Wouldn't it? I'm always forgetting somebody when they say, "Well, where can we see you?" And I'll just, the other day I left out the Irish Hotspur, and I thought, "Oh God, it's like the main one if I'm not here."
2-0.
2. Wow.
2-0. Brian Roberts.
And this is my point about yesterday. These are going in. Yesterday they didn't. That's what's going to happen.
I mean,
to be fair as well, yesterday Alisson had a great game in goal for them, except for his one major cock up.
We were lucky to get that goal from Son, to be honest with you.
What do you think about the Kane challenge? I think in having seen it now, I thought it was a sending off.
Yes, if they've been given all season for that sort of thing, because he wasn't in control of the challenge. It was dangerous.
Yeah.
And if the lad hadn't jumped up at the time, that could have been a leg breaker.
Yeah. The weird thing,
the referee, I thought, had a bad game actually.
Well, the weird thing about it, where I sit, that literally happened in front of me, and I could be proved wrong. I've watched video, because at the moment, humans are very poor at remembering things accurately. I'm sure, because I've sent it to the guy next to me. He did the tackle, and the referee waved play on. And then the linesman flagged for it. And then the referee stopped play and booked Kane. Because I was saying, well, how can you wave play on because you don't think it's a foul, and yet when the linesman flags, then you book him? So I didn't get that. But, yeah, when you watched it, the TV version, it was dangerous. But, perhaps I'm in a bit of luck.
I've always maintained this when you see players going in with their studs showing. I mean, fair enough, I played non-league level, but there was no game I ever played in where I left my studs showing on a player. You just don't do it.
I don't think you did it deliberately.
I think they're always looking to leave a little bit of something on the player. If you've got your studs up towards the player, it's not like you're completely out of control of your body. You know what you're doing.
Yeah. But as I said,
what a save!
As I said at the time, I thought it was just a good tackle. But
I mean, I enjoyed it.
Oh God, yeah, it was brilliant, especially with Robertson. I mean, Robertson. I've retweeted. Someone put the picture of about when last time he played Liverpool at Tottenham when he did a high tackle on, I forget what player it was, and didn't even get carded for it. It was even a free kick in the last Liverpool game. So, so Robertson has got form, and at least Klopp admitted that was a sending off.
Do you want to read some of these comments here?
Yeah, John Fitzpatrick. If only Kane was on this game, we would have won that game. But to get a result against that Liverpool team is a massive.
Yeah.
Could say the same about Sonny as well. He certainly missed some sitters too. It just wasn't really happening for anybody.
No.
But at least we got a couple out of it. The performance was good, though. I agree. Celery agent, futuristic back then, was not made out of tin. yeah, or wood even.
Yeah. And then John Fitzpatrick.
This one I love. John Fitzpatrick. I had a pint with Graham Roberts in the Bricklayers after the cup
brilliant.
in 2008. What a legend. Yeah, I am well envious of that. I mean, I've been to the final in '84 against Anderlecht, but I would have swapped that with having a pint with Graham Roberts. Definitely.
Really?
Yeah, I would. Just love the bloke.
It's quite funny that me and Hoover were both there that night. Actually, we were both sitting in different stands.
Oh, really?
And there was another game we showed that me, Hoover, and Phil were at the same game. Both games were in different stands.
As I said, in Australia, they didn't really show any of those games live. They showed the cup final. I don't think they even showed the League Cup final live.
Back in those days as well, if you were a kid and it was a really busy game and it was difficult to see, you always get ushered down to the front so you have absolute brilliant view of the pitch.
Right.
The crowd would just look after you. They knew your parents and that would be behind you. So at 84 cup final, I was there sort of almost leaning on the hoardings there. It was so close. It was like, could almost reach out to touch Tony Parks, but not, well, maybe not quite, but it felt like it. It felt like it was happening in your own back garden or something. It was brilliant.
I've got a bit of breaking news here. Tottenham actually off to play the Europa Conference League against Rennes today, just 24 hours after facing Liverpool, and Rennes turned it down.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
Well, it's just it's a bit of a joke, but as I said, 1 point in 3 away games. We shouldn't have been. We should have even been in a position to even say, oh, we're going to play it. You can have it. 3 points. But that's it. That's how it goes, I guess. And my prediction early in the season that we could have got through the group stage playing the youth team was very much incorrect.
Nuno did get a few things wrong, bless him, but the South Garden Gnomes did go up under his tenure, so that's one good thing for Garden Gnomes. But please be careful, don't abuse Garden Gnomes. They're not there to be hit and smashed. They're lovable things. Nuno, if you're watching, never come to our club again. Right, John Fitzpatrick. I went to the cup final in '99. Memories I'll take to my grave. Yeah, I was there that day as well. What a day. All I remember is Justin Edinburgh and Robbie Savage squaring up to one another.
That game, my friend Penny, she, for some reason, always used to take a little blow-up alien to the games. Don't ask me why. Like that. And when we're walking around the grounds, we got there really early. This is the Leicester final, wasn't it, at Wembley? We walked around the ground and having beers and that. We bumped into these other Leicester fans, and one of their fans had a blow-up alien as well. It's so funny. Did this play fight with the aliens, and we're sort of seeing our alien's bigger than yours, and it's just a crazy day.
You can have great banter with fans without getting into a punch-up or fight.
Exactly, and that's what we were doing all day. We were singing, they were singing. It's
what a go by Steve Archibald. What a player!
Absolutely.
Do you go into the games now, Brad? I mean, I haven't been to a game for a few years. I mean, I'm going next year. Do you feel that what it was like back before all the hooliganism kicked in? Do you think we're back to that sort of era of fans with good banter, and that's all it is, just banter, no trouble?
Yeah, I mean,
or is there still an edge of it could turn?
I think it's because it's gone to outside the grounds now, away from the grounds. That's where it happens. I don't think it happens as much as it used to, but I think there are people that want to get involved in it, and I think it's now it's so well policed at the grounds now, and you got so many cameras on you, so you couldn't get away with anything anyway. Not that I want to, but yeah, I've been a season ticket holder now since '95. I can't remember any time where I've felt threatened by any van trouble. I've seen various bits and pieces where you know something's going on somewhere. In fact, we played West Ham. I think we lost to them 1-0, a night game. And we were walking down the high road towards Seven Sisters, outside the ground. And the West Ham fans charged at us. But it's just really weird because I didn't feel threatened because they just ran past us. It was one of those sort of things, well, they just want to get involved with people that other people want to get involved. And I think this is like the thing wearing your shirts now. You know, I mean, yes, it was too bloody cold to wear, have one on the outside. But yeah, I think now the hooligans, if they have got some sort of honour that they will only fight other hooligans. And if you got your Spurs shirt on, they know that you're not a hooligan and you won't get involved. So there is that aspect of it. But no, I've never felt threatened. I've been on White Hart Lane Station with a load of drunken West Ham fans after they beat us 4-1. And they're just a bit leery, and that was it, really. In fact, one guy actually said to me, "Oh, come on, you'd be like this if you'd have won," sort of thing. And I thought, well, fair enough. Yeah, you're probably right. But yeah, it's I sound like a psychologist there. It's a society thing as well. It's like there's going to be fighting anywhere. Just what happens, So it's if it's not on the football pitch, there'll be another reason for people fighting. So.
Well, there was a point where I used to have to walk past Highbury to go to home games.
All right.
And I'd wear my Spurs shirt. I'll just take the flack that went with it. People giving me a bit of banter. But never felt threatened. Not once did I feel threatened.
No.
Because different sort of thing entirely. Wouldn't have done it at night, mind. That'll be something else. People had a few beers by then.
I mean, I would always, if I went to an away game, I don't like crowds anyway. Crowded trains, crowded anything. I don't mind because in a football ground, it's all you're seeking, it's all controlled.
You're a bit like me, Brad, on that. I'm the same as that. I hate crowded places. It just sends my anxiety through the roof.
Yeah. So I will always, if I go to an away game, which is very rare these days, I will always find a way home or find a way, especially in London, away from the ground. In fact, the game against West Ham recently was the first away game I've been to for a long, long time. I thought, well, I'm not going to Stratford because that's where everyone's heading for Stratford, and not so much because I was, aware that there might be fighting going on, but just because I thought, no, that's where everyone's going to go. Everyone's going to be packing onto those trains. So I thought, well, I'm going to walk the other way and just find another place, because I like walking anyway. And I think I ended up walking to Mile End and got in the tube station there, and then the trains, I let a few trains pass, so they're still packed with people, and then one came and it was less packed, and I got on it. So, so that's, I'd always do that. And I went to West Ham at Upton Park years and years ago, and again, I worked out there was a British rail station about a mile down the road. I thought, well, I'll go there. That's on a different line. And I was walking down the road, and of course, it's getting less and less people, and I can sense this guy behind me. And as he got closer, he said, "You Spurs or West Ham?" And I thought, well, I'm not going to be intimidated, So I'm Spurs. He goes, "Oh yeah, so am I. Do you know where you're going?" I said, "Yeah, like yeah." So and that's that sort of stuff. So.
Oh, that's brilliant. I've heard that story before, Brad, but I still think it's a brilliant story that you're walking down the road and something. You're Spurs or West Ham. I'm QPR. I'm just going for the crack of it. Brad, we're gonna have you on one day, which is hopefully over Christmas, to do your all-time Spurs 11 from your lifetime.
Wow, that's be difficult.
And also, we'd love to have you on to show your favourite Spurs game, as well. So that's something we'll hopefully do over Christmas if you're free. But the Spurs 11 is a tough one. And I mean, we've got Cougars coming up this week.
Yeah,
that's a future. I mean, that's going to be a classic.
Yeah, that's difficult. I mean, I base it on obviously players I've seen.
Yeah, I mean, you go back to the 60s or like early 70s.
60. First game was, well, actually, my first game was 67. It was actually the week before the cup final against Chelsea. And I didn't actually watch the cup final for some reason. I don't know why. To this day, I don't know why. But 68 season was my first football season that I was getting into football in Tottenham. So I've seen a lot of players. So there are certain players will make my team without a shadow of doubt, but there are other positions that I'm going to have to think about. It's difficult. It's like, well, defensively, you probably look at Pochettino's defence. It's like, Walker, Alderweireld, Vertonghen, and Rose. I mean, you'd be hard pressed to find
a good defence.
I mean, I remember Mike England, who was a decent defender. I remember Cyril Knowles, but I can't remember because I watched the Pochettino team, and my memories of Cyril Knowles and Joe Kinnear, who are decent players. I haven't got such a big memory of them playing. But yeah, I'll definitely have to think about that.
Here's one for you, Brad. Celery agent saying, does Brad have a channel with his guitar stuff?
Right. Well, okay. The situation is on my phone. I've got I've managed to record one song, but it's in a 40-minute video because I did it many, many times. So there's literally 2 or 3 minutes that I'm going to try and edit. I've tried before. Couldn't do it. So once I've got that edited, then I can upload it to YouTube. I've got to do an introduction to it. And it's really about the songs rather than me singing or playing, because I'm I've been playing for 2 years now, so obviously I'm not going to be any sort of virtuoso. But yeah, I want to do it because I want to get my songs out. I've always written lyrics when I was younger, but I've never actually written music. So I've learned a bit of music theory. So without boring anybody, that's what I've been trying to do in the last year or so. It was an idea for when I turned 60, but now I'm 61, so that's how long it's been taking. And the idea is to get the songs out there. If you like the songs, great. If you don't, fine, it's just to leave a digital mark out there.
We'll have to get you to do our intro music.
Yeah, definitely.
Well, the weird thing is that on YouTube, you've got to be really careful with copyright. So I did a couple of tunes during Euro 2020, and it was football's coming home. I sort of learned a couple of chords and sort of did that. But I put it on Twitter because Twitter's like. But if I'd have done it onto YouTube, they can actually take you off for copyright. So when I did a little jingle for Forest Hotspur, I actually did one of my own tunes. So I thought, well, they can't copyright that. But copyright is YouTube's very, very much big on copyright. So it'll be one of my own tunes if I did. But I think David wants me to do another one for him. So.
So we're going to commission you to do a tune for our channel, Brad.
All right.
Something a bit.
I was going to go with the name. I was going to go with the name The Average Guitarist, because then you know what you're getting. But the problem is, there's about 3 or 4 people on YouTube called The Average Guitarist. So it might be Brad 60, which is
that'd be a good one.
Yeah, Brad 60. Yeah, and then I don't want to have any association with Tottenham, because I want, it's about the music basically. But there'd be a bit of politics in there, a bit of real life. Just my view on the world, view on things. There's one. I'm actually in the middle of about 3 songs at the moment, because you write something and then you sort of forget about it, and you write something else and forget about it, and then you play something. You go, oh yeah, this is really, really good. I love it. Yeah, and then you play it 2 weeks later, and you go, oh, actually not that good. So
Celery agent said you should call yourself Six String Spurs.
That's good. That's quite good. Yeah.
I tell you a slight story how Tottenham Tantrum actually got his name.
Yeah, actually, I've been meaning to ask you that. Yeah.
What happened was, it was during the second lockdown here in Ireland. I had me on Twitter page,
right,
and I was getting bored of following people. It was just the usual bull crap coming up every day. Jeremy Clarkson, I went on the farm today, and we got all the rest of them there. So I thought, I'll do something for the fans. And I was talking to Jack, and I said, Jack, I can't think what to come up with now. I want something to go with Tottenham. And Jack did come up with Tottenham Tantrum. He gave me a list, and one of them was Tottenham Tantrum.
Oh.
And I thought, that ready for him. So I started with the Twitter page, and I was doing that for about 7 or 8 months. And I got a good follow on there, and then decided to go over onto the YouTube channel, and started with Josh.
Yeah.
And then Phil started with me, and then we brought Coover in, and then so we went away from Josh, and we started now fully on our own. Cooper's our tech guy, and yeah, that's how it started, and it's just snowballed this channel. It really has. I mean,
Yeah,
we
I
only
think
started in I think it was November. We start early November, late October, early November. I mean, we're up to 160 something subscribers
that's
now.
good.
It's
That's
mad.
brilliant. That's brilliant, and that's what I love about the YouTube community is that everyone's really supportive of everyone else, no matter whether they're we are Tottenham TV or someone who's just starting up. You know, everyone's really, really supportive, and yeah, and I make a habit of anyone that has a channel, I'm like, yeah, I'll subscribe to them, subscribe to you guys. But yeah, I will make a note. So it takes 2 minutes. Doesn't cost anything. You know,
I've got to take issue though with Dermot there sitting on the tech guy. I am clearly here for a bit of eye candy, aren't I? And
you're right.
channel.
Yeah. You're there for when the show wheels come off the show like they normally do, and you're accusing me of being pissed when I'm not. We're laughing our heads off, going.
When did the gold bit come in? When did the gold bit come in?
We wanted to be. I wanted to be different.
Yeah.
There's too many old shows talking about Tottenham, and I wanted to be different. And I found Doc Jive, Simon's channel, and I thought something twigged in my head. If we showed classic games on YouTube and did do a day for watch along, but do it as a rewatch along, people were going to come and watch it, and it just stung from that. And as I said, it started with Josh. We did one or two with Josh, and then I thought, put Groover in for was it the 81 Cup final we did with Jack? You came in for that one, Groover?
Oh no, I think the first one was the 84.
Yeah, it was the 84
final. Yeah,
and I sat there and I thought there was chemistry between the three of us, and I thought, right, that's it. But the gold bit came in. I wanted to show old classic Tottenham matches. That was my idea. So,
okay, yeah.
So we decided to put Tottenham Tantra, and that's I put gold at the bottom of it. But yeah. I mean, big up to Josh as well. He helped me start this channel, and it just suddenly then just took off in the direction which I never thought it would.
I love the idea of people. I mean, I know it's incredibly difficult to make a living out of it. As far as I'm aware, we are Tottenham TV, the only ones that actually do it as a living.
Yeah,
it's incredibly difficult. But I really admire people that are really trying. And because I've been working in accounts payable for 40 years. And I'm actually leaving my job at the end of February because I thought I want to do something. Yeah, I want to do something different. And I mean, I'm not saying I'm going to go and become a YouTube star because that's incredibly difficult. But I just want to do something different. And seeing you guys doing this and attempting to do that, I think it's really admirable. So I will always try and that's why I'll send in super chats. Not because I want to get my name in lights read out, because I want to contribute to these guys and give them some sort of.
I mean, this channel was never built to make a living out. This channel was built by fans for the fans. It was us to show our great history. It was us to show in the dark times. Yeah, you can come here and get cheered up and show, look, it isn't that bad.
And that's the thing about it as well. It's a community. It's an amazing community. And even though I've never met a lot of people in person, I feel that I know you guys, and it's great, and it's so I will always try, even if I'm at work, because I've been working from home since lockdown. And if I put something on, I thought, well, I can't. I've got to really do some work, but I can't really watch that, and I know I'll get distracted. But I'll make sure I click a like, even if I'm not going to watch it.
Yeah,
I'll see who's on there. I think, okay, I need to do something. Let's see who's on YouTube. Oh, someone's hosting the show live. Click like, and then get on with what I was doing. I'll always do that just to sort of help people out. But I can't watch it 24 hours a day, which some people seem to be on 24 hours a day or watch 24 hours a day looking at the comments. So but I can't do that. It's like, G-strings first.
I mean,
another channel.
I mean, I loved it. I mean, Friday's show was just descended into chaos, didn't it? To be honest with you,
nonsense. It was professional right the way to the very end.
Yeah,
all the album noises, top quality.
Woo-hoo. Woo-hoo. So any channel you go on to now, Brad, you've got to do a woo-hoo.
It's the Phil Lattis roar.
Yeah. But we asked Phil to do one. It was a long time ago. We asked him to do how Dave Harris does his big woo,
Yeah.
and Phil went, and that's where it started from. And then we left it for a bit, and then Friday, I just couldn't stop laughing. Cooper was kicking me off laughing, right? And then Cooper was laughing, and we were looking at Phil. And Phil was like, and that started me off again because Phil was so straight faced, he just wouldn't laugh. And then every time we say something, and it was like, and I was just so funny, honest to God. Good. If you're watching, Phil, we'll see you tonight, mate.
I nearly fell off my chair at one point, and
I look, Derek Hutchinson's in straight with a woohoo.
And now you're getting to see the face, of some of these people as well, sort of thing. It's.
we, as I said, this channel's not here to make money. It's here to.
No, I get that. Yeah.
I mean, we're only at 160. I don't think we'll ever get to 1,000 anyway. But it's here because we enjoy doing it.
Of course, we're here for the money. I want 16 million subscribers. I want a Ferrari.
Okay,
well,
everyone, Cooper, it's in it for the money. I'm not in it for the money.
I'll tell you,
Phil's in it for the money, I think.
I'll tell you, there's a funny story about copyright. Is that there's a singer-songwriter called Mary Spender who I follow, and she has got like a record, not a record deal, but what you do in these days is you actually get a distributor and you sign up and you pay a certain amount of money per year, and they distribute your stuff. And there's a box that you tick that says, do you want us to look at YouTube? And if anyone plays your song, we get royalties from them. So we got this little click thing, and she clicked it. So she did her own YouTube channel, and she did one of her own songs, and it got taken down for copyright reasons. So it's one of her own songs, sort of thing.
Honestly,
the anagrams kicked in and took it down. So yeah.
Do you want to read some of these comments out quickly here, Cooper?
Celery agent, support them all. Derek Hutchinson with the woo. Celery agent, are you in Sydney? A lot of Australian fans.
Yeah, I think I've had a conversation with Celery Agent before. I think he's Adelaide, where I used to live. And
then John Fitzpatrick.
This channel will hit 1K easily. I don't know about easily. It's definitely a long-term goal, though, isn't it?
Is it? Do you have to hit 1K before you can get super chats?
Yeah.
Yeah.
YouTube make it very hard, but Twitch is different, so that's why we've actually now broadcasting now on Twitch as well.
Right. I don't know a lot about Twitch, to be honest.
Well, no, but it's just something that we're doing. Okay, this one here from Paul Brown.
LOL, majority of viewing gets carried out.
That's true. Especially if your office at home, if you're working from home, yeah.
Cody Mack was saying that as well.
Yeah.
He didn't know what he was going to say to his boss if he got caught red-handed with his channel on. It's not even like he could say it was a serious football channel with us. John Fitzpatrick, cool. Celery agent, IQ 3 to 4 streams and let them repeat play all night while I sleep and views.
Oh, brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. Celery agent again, he says we might have been on the same plane, right?
Yeah. I think we have had this conversation. Yeah, it's
Sorry, go on.
I was going to say, he mentioned a pub or a hotel where I used to. Well, I don't think I used to drink there all the time, but a place I knew anyway.
That means drink all the time. Then, yeah, okay. It's in Australia. I mean, you got to. It's culture.
Well, there's a huge expat in Australia, especially Adelaide, especially South Australia. A lot of English people, English immigrants, which we were effectively, or we were.
Well, it's Australia. You could say they're all expat.
So when Brad comes on, do we have to start calling each other mate then? Do we? After every comment, mate.
G'day, mate. Yeah, hey, you go.
Say that anyway.
You enjoying the game, mate?
I call everyone mate anyway.
Yeah, but every word that ends with mate in Australia is so weird.
They put Y's on the end of things as well. Going to watch the footy?
Have some that's true, yeah. Or an O on it. Amo.
Yeah.
John,
Right. John Fitzpatrick here.
John Fitzpatrick. Boys, this time next year, 1K, mark my words. Oh, that'll be
Well,
lovely.
I hope so. That would be lovely. I hope so.
So that's a long way off.
Yeah.
We'll find out how many people are sort of our age and how many are young people that think, what the hell was this? And where's We Are Tottenham TV?
This is
Celery
just two
agent.
drunken lads doing a YouTube channel with a third one that pops in with Phil, and then special guests all pissed from drunk from the old Spurs days. Was that just me, Coover?
London
Just
to
you,
Adelaide. Yeah.
Yeah. Celery agent, 72 to 73, London to Adelaide, then Para Hills.
Yeah, Para Hills is a place in Adelaide where my uncle used to live, actually, in Para Hills. We lived in surprisingly, Salisbury East. Yeah, we were £10 poms as well. Yeah. We came in Christmas 73. We actually landed on Christmas Eve. But in Para Hill, we went to stay in Para Hills with my uncle at the time, who had come over a few months before us. But yeah, Para Hills. I used to be a assistant coach at Para Hills Gold under Evans.
Very good.
Yeah.
And then John Fitzpatrick says, "G'day,
mate.
G'day, mate." I think we'll end it there. Thank you for everyone who's commented in this morning. Brad, it's been an absolute honour having you on.
Anytime.
Is that a Tottenham top you wearing from the?
No, actually, I must give big up to my sister. It's rock scissors paper. But it's
right.
rock, which is the ball. Scissors, which is the scissor kick, and then paper, which is a yellow card. So yeah, she had this idea last Christmas of making jumpers up for people.
Cool.
So yeah, big up.
Maybe she'd do one like in the Big Bang Theory: rock, scissors, something, spot, lizard, something along there.
Yeah, rock, scissors, lizard, spot.
I do love that program, the Big Bang Theory. I think it's bloomingly really funny.
It's the point where we usually give you time to big up your channel. So where could people find you, Brad?
Yeah.
Well, at the moment, as on screen at Brad Hotspur, the music channel, I'm hoping to get up certainly by Christmas, by the new year. As I say, it's not going to be anything special. It's going to be my songs on there. I'm going to try and upload stuff in sort of like a regular time, once a week, once every 2 weeks, whatever. But we'll see. I'm going to do an introduction for it. It's really about the songs, which I think are all okay. People might like them, people might not. But I just want to get something out there, because it's no use having everything in your head and no one knows about it. So that's what I hopefully will be doing. But @Brad Hotspur is my Twitter handle. I occasionally tweet, but but that's where you can find me.
Well, when we get we become Billy Big Bollocks next year with our 1K following, we'll get Adele onto you. Perhaps you can do a duet of the
I've already figured how can I contact Adele.
Well, don't worry, Phil's ahead of you on that one, Brad.
Yeah, the duet.
Maybe I can play. When I said I wanted to play at Tottenham, it'll be actually played on the stage at Tottenham if they ever do a concert there. So yeah.
Yeah. We won't tell Phil. Phil will get very jealous if we
transfer budget fundraiser.
Yeah.
Pay for Deli's next haircut.
I don't. If he played on the mat, if he played on the pitch, Jimmy Greaves last game on Sunday, Jesus, I don't think it will last very much. But again, thank you all for this morning. It's been an absolute blast.
Like and subscribe.
Thank you, Brad. And we'll be back at 5:30 with a big game tonight. Me and Cooper might be on at 11 o'clock for a late night show, our show tonight, but we don't know about that. But we're definitely back tomorrow at 11 o'clock. Maybe just the two of us.
I've got a feeling we will be on this evening because there was a lot to talk about today. See if there's any more developments. And quickly before we go, there's a little thought as well. Don't you find it a bit strange that the FA and the Premier League haven't backed us at all over the European stuff?
Oh, yeah, it does.
That's what we'll probably have a talk about later, maybe.
Yeah, and also the meeting of the Premier League should be done by then, so we will be back on at 5, and then we're back on at 11 o'clock for night hours, and then we're back tomorrow at 11 o'clock with our morning show and a couple of classic matches. classic match of the day game.
And you probably could catch all of us on the Irish Hotspur fan show as well.
Yeah, we'll be there tonight as well with David and Jack. Kuvik, where can people find you, sir?
No,
Sorry?
on today. No. Yeah, but obviously here and then Irish Hotspur later, bound to get on the phone on this phone show. Otherwise, just dotted around the channels like usual. Pop up all sorts of places. It's not even worth listing them all now. There's so many.
I think your agent had a comment about saying hello to Marky Mark.
Yeah.
Looking at Adele, Marky Mark. So I got it now. I got it now. Yeah, sorry.
And just before we go, our best wishes and all our thoughts are with Bob Spurt.
Oh, yes, 100%. Yeah,
I
come on,
hope
Bob.
you're okay, Bob Spurt. Again, this show is dedicated to you.
Yeah.
And every show will be dedicated to you until you come out of hospital.
Yeah.
So there you go.
And when we find out any more news about Bob, we'll obviously put it on the channel as well.
Yeah.
But it's a very positive sort of waiting game at the moment.
Yeah. It is. But anyway, thanks again for watching. Have a good day. We'll be back at 5:30 with a big game. God bless you all.
Have a good day, people.
Spurs.
Levy out.
Bananas in.
When the Spurs go marching in! Oh, when the Spurs go marching in!